Hi friends, and today we are going to discuss AS 13 investments from ICI Study Material Illustration 7. So complete theory part related to AS 13 investments and all the 6 illustrations that have been uploaded and you can watch through playlist. Particularly 6th as well as 7th problem right now what we are discussing, and definitely very important. 7th problem and which we are discussing right now, it is very important. The reason is some equity shares are already having equity shares. Of course, equity shares are always known as a variable securities. You are going to maintain the equity shares account in the illustration 7. Already having some equity shares with us like opening balance. Some equity shares are purchased in the market. Some bonus shares are issued by the company. Some right shares are issued by the company. Out of the rights issued, some right shares are purchased, some rights are sold in the market. And pre-acquisition, post-acquisition dividend is there. And lastly, some equity shares are sold. Mostly I can say that almost all the points are covered here. So in this problem related to equity shares. Okay. Let us see that how to handle this. Illustration 7. On January 1st, 2011, Singh had 20,000 equity shares in X Limited. So we are going to maintain in equity shares, investments in equity shares of X Limited. Okay, put the heading. So date, particulars, normally number of shares, amount. But here dividend is there, pre-post acquisition dividends are there. So that you may have the dividend column also. Okay, right. Now let us check it one by one. On January 1st, 2011, Singh had 20,000 equity shares of X Limited. Nominal value, face value 10 rupees, but the book value is 16 rupees. So you can take it 1/1/2011. Right there, two balance brought down. Number of shares 20,000. 20,000 into so and 16 rupees book value. This is 3,20,000. 3,20,000 is the book value. On June 1st, 2011, Singh purchased 5,000 more equity shares, each at premium of 4 rupees. 10 plus 4, 14 rupees we purchased in the market shares. That is 1/6/2011. When the equity shares are purchased, equity shares are investment in equity shares account data to bank account. 5,000 shares into 14 rupees. Right here 5,000 shares. So 5,000 into 14 rupees, cost incurred 70,000. Cost incurred 70,000 rupees. Definitely while purchasing the shares, selling equity shares, you never find the cum dividend or ex dividend, because shares will not be carried on the accrual basis. A dividend should be taken when the right to receive the payment is established. But of course, debentures, bonds, etc., fixed income bearing securities, definitely while purchase and sale we can see the words of cum interest, ex interest, but here we can't see the cum dividend or ex dividend. So only while receiving the dividend you have to think it whether it is a pre-acquisition or post-acquisition dividend. Pre-acquisition reduce the cost of investment, post-acquisition dividend is a revenue income. So whenever that point will come, we can discuss it. So but anyhow, 5,000 equity shares are purchased, each at 4 rupees premium, 14 rupees. So investment in equity shares account data to bank account. Okay. Come back on 30th June 2011, the directors of X Limited announced a bonus and right issue. Bonus was declared at the rate of 1 equity share for every 5 shares held, and these shares were received on 2nd August 2011. Okay, so this is what 2nd August 2011, right there, 2 bonus shares. Let us write that bonus shares, how bonus shares are without incurring any cost, we can receive those shares. They are given at free of cost. Bonus shares is also known as capitalization of profits. Profits are declared not in the form of dividend. Profits are declared in the form of shares. Okay, look at that. First point is a bonus shares. Look at the total number of shares right now, 25,000 into bonus shares. How bonus shares are offered? it is given that bonus shares and right issue. Bonus shares, for every 5 shares, 1 share is offered, 1 by 5. That is 5,000 shares. Bonus shares are given by the company. So therefore write there 2 bonus shares, number of shares 5,000. Okay, cost incurred nil. Without incurring any cost, we received 5,000 bonus shares. Okay, next look at that. Right shares are also offered. The terms of the right issue given like this. Right shares are issued to the existing holders on 10th August 2011. Right issue would entitle the holders to subscribe the additional equity shares. So 1 share for every 3 shares. For every 3 share, 1 share offered. You can purchase at 15 rupees. The whole sum to be payable on 30th September 2011 if you purchase the right shares. Existing shareholders, they have the both rights. They can purchase or they can transfer their rights to the outsiders as a part or whole, that is their interest. Singh exercised his option under 50%. They purchase right shares are purchased at the mentioned price. Remaining 50% shares rights are sold to the outsiders. Okay, then come to the second point, right shares. Okay, right now look at the 20 plus 5 plus 5, total the 30,000 shares are there. It is given that for every 3, 1 share offered, 1 by 3. Okay, that is 10,000 right shares are offered. Okay, make into 50%, 50%. Okay, that is 5,000 and 5,000. 5,000 shares are purchased. At the decided price, 5,000 shares which is purchased each at the rate of, at what price? 15 rupees you can purchase. That is incurring cost of 75,000 rupees. So whenever right shares are purchased on September 30, payment is done. So equity shares in company account data to bank account. Okay, you can indicate with bracket. It is like a right shares offered. 5,000 shares. Incurred cost 75,000. Incurred cost is 75,000. And here rights are sold. 5,000 rights are sold at the rate of 1.50. 5,000 into 1.50, 7,500. It is to be transferred to P&L account. And there you may write 2 entries like this: bank account debtor to sale of rights account, sale of rights account 7,500. Second, sale of rights to P&L account. Simply that 7,500 rupees revenue income transferred to P&L account, but this is the shares you purchased as a cost of shares, right? That equity shares in so and so company account debtor to X limited account debtor to bank account. So bonus shares are issued by the company, right shares half we purchased and half the rights are sold, and you may transfer that amount to the as a income to profit and loss account. Okay, yes, that is completed. Come back to the next point, dividends for the year 31st March 2011. So 31st March 2011 in the sense so not this year, actually 1/1/2011 we started. 31st March 2011 means January, February, March. So for the March 31st 2011, actually when we started the equity shares account, after that January, February, March 31st 2011 company declared the dividend. Obviously we can receive the dividend on these shares, and these shares also we bought in the market. Already on 31st March these shares are with somebody, but right now while declaration of dividend we are having. So these shares are issued after 31st March. So look at that how it is given. Dividend for the year December 31st March 2011 at the year 15% was declared by the company, received on October 20th 2011. Okay, and again the some shares are also 20,000 shares are sold at each at 3 rupees premium on November 1st, which is each 13 rupees sold. Okay, at the end market price given at 14 rupees. Okay, anyhow, but so we have to receive for the period of 31st March 2011, exactly here 31st March, January, February, March 31st 2011, company declared the dividend. And obviously dividend will not be given on the bonus shares and right shares, because these are issued after 31st March 2011. Only I can receive the dividend on these two shares. Definitely on these shares I can say that, so which is called a post acquisition dividend. That is my revenue income, because till 31st March 2011 I am having these shares with me. After my acquisition, post acquisition means after my acquisition, for that period dividend is declared, so that this is my income, I can transfer to dividend account and transfer to P&L account. But these shares I bought on June 1st, but dividend declared till March 31st, which means till March 31st somebody is the owner, but I bought on June 1st, because at the time of declaration I am having those shares, I am receiving the dividend. This is a post acquisition dividend revenue income. This is a pre-acquisition dividend, reduce the cost of investment. This is to be written in the dividend column. This is to be written in the amount column to reduce the cost of investment. Obviously, I will not receive the dividend on these shares, because these shares they were not in the issued position on 31st March. Okay, so no dividend on these shares. This is a post acquisition dividend revenue income. This is a pre acquisition dividend, reduce the cost of investment. Why pre acquisition dividend is a cost of investment? In the sense, while purchasing the shares from you, okay, so on which date I purchased? On 1/6/2011 I am purchasing. Obviously, while purchasing from you, what you say, so in the last year, usually the company will declare the dividend on October or something like November. So company will declare during this year also, during the month of November or October, so that the dividend you will receive whatever the company, but of course there is no assurance, there is no guarantee regarding that, but usually company will declare. So that at the point of time declaration of dividend, the shares will be held by you, so you will receive the dividend. Therefore, I would like to normal, of course, market price 10 rupees, let us say 10,000 shares 10 rupees. This is equal to 1 lakh, but I would like to sell not at 1 lakh at market price. I would like to add some more amount, whatever normally company may declare usually dividend. Certain amount I will be going to add keeping my declaration of dividend. So that as soon as the dividend is declared, and that value to be reduced, because those shares I did not purchase in the market at the normal market price. I did not purchase. Some little bit amount is being added towards dividend, but exactly they do not know, but based on previous year estimate and whatever that, they are going to add certain amount. Obviously, whenever I receive the dividend, and to that extent I have to reduce the value. Okay, so, and which is already increased by them, that is what I have to reduce. So then automatically it comes to the normal market price. So therefore, pre-acquisition dividend always to be reduced to cost of investment. Post-acquisition dividend is a revenue income. Okay, second point, third point we can work out that. So that is what about the dividend. Yes, look at that third point. So this is what dividend. As I said that, so 20,000, first one is this is what I said, that post acquisition dividend revenue income. Always to be, unless it is separately stated, dividend to be calculated on the face value. So 20,000 into 10 rupees face value, 2 lakhs into 15%. Okay, so that is 30,000. Pre-acquisition dividend on 5,000 shares, each 10 rupees, 50,000. 15 rupees, that is 7,500. Whenever I receive the dividend, bank account data to dividend account or bank account data to investment account. Okay, I can write in the dividend and amount column, cost of investment by bank. It is given on October 20th. Okay, right there by bank. So 30,000 I would like to write post acquisition dividend in the dividend column, pre-acquisition dividend in the reduce the cost of investment, 7,500 in the amount column, 7,500 rupees in the amount column. 30,000 and 7,500 both are to be dealt in a different way. 30,000 you can use like you can write like dividend regular income, 7,500 to be used to reduce the cost of investment. Okay, you look at what is the last transaction. November 1st, what happened? 20,000 shares are sold each at 10 rupees, but 3 rupees premium, 13 rupees sold. That is on November 1st. Right there, November 1st. Whenever investments are sold, bank account data to equity shares in X Limited. Buy bank, within bracket sale, number of shares 20,000, 20,000 into 13 rupees. That is what? 20,000 into 13, 2,60,000. Whenever sale has taken place, I need to calculate the profit or loss. Calculation of profit or loss on sale of investments. Calculation of profit or loss on sale of investment. First, I would like to know cost of investment sold. Cost of investment sold. Okay, so total number of shares, I can say that totally here 20 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 35,000 shares right now having. For them cost we can say right in the bracket 3,20,000. Average cost of investment 70,000 plus 75,000 minus 7,500 minus 7,500. Let us check how much it is. See that 3,20,000 plus 70,000 plus 75,000 minus 7,500, 4,57,500. 4,57,500. Actually sold 20,000. What is the average cost for them? 20,000 by 35,000 into 4,57,500. This is what we can say average cost of investment sold. 20,000 into 4,57,500 divided by 35,000. 2,61,428.57 or 2,61,429. 2,61,429. That is the average cost of investment sold. We know that sold for 2,60,000. 2,60,000. Therefore, loss on sale of investments is 1,429. Therefore, loss on sale of investment 1,429. Always investments loss entry P&L account data to investments account in the investments by P&L. Within bracket loss. Okay, 1,429. Write in the amount column. Loss is also completed. And lastly, and you are supposed to close the books on 31st December 2011. Right there, buy balance carry down. Total number of shares with you still 15,000. So these are to be valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. Last point, fifth, valuation of investments at the end of the period. Valuation of investments at the end of the period always to be valued at either cost price or market price, whichever is lower. So here cost price is given to you. Let us take the market price also, and whichever is lower to be considered. Okay, right. First of all, I would like to say market price already given for them. How it is given? Total number of shares 15,000 left. Into market price on that day it is provided 14 rupees. 15,000 into 14, 2,10,000. And second, let us come to know cost price for them is as it is. Okay, earlier I said that for 35,000 total cost incurred 4,57,500. Remaining left 15,000. For 15,000 how much? 15,000 divided by 35,000 into 4,57,500. Look at that, 15,000 divided by 35,000 into 4,57,500. So this is 1,96,071. 1,96,071. So whichever is lower to be taken. Whichever is lower to be taken. Check it, whichever is lower, either market price 2,10,000 or 1,96,071. Market price is lower. So whenever you take the market price 2,10,000, cost price 1,96,071. Whichever is lower to be taken, of course your cost is lower. Always it is at cost price, you are taking at cost price, so you need not to recognize any kind of loss. So 1,96,071. Okay, simply you can check it. So this total it would be 35,000. It is 35,000. 35,000. Dividend revenue income transfer to P&L account 30,000. 30,000 to P&L account. And of course you can close that amount column also, it should be same, 3,20,000 plus 70,000 plus 75,000, 4,65,000. You can check the other side also, 7,500 plus 2,60,000 plus 1,429 plus 1,96,071, 4,65,000. So no doubt this is such an important sum because it is having almost all the points are covered in this particular problem. Bonus shares, right shares, purchase of right shares, sale of rights, and pre-acquisition dividend, post-acquisition dividend, sale of equity shares. Almost all the major important points are covered in this problem. Okay, definitely if you work out well this particular sum related to equity shares, variable income securities, and I believe that you can handle any sum. Okay, mostly this kind of sum are exclusive bonus shares given. We have seen that kind of sum also, either this or that. Mostly related to equity shares in the examination mostly may be given only bonus shares, otherwise this completely he would like to test you, it may be given only bonus shares. He wants to test, that bonus share sum will be given. Okay, right, we can discuss the next problem in the next class. Okay, bye.